On the 16th of October, 1964, China shocked the world by exploding its first atomic bomb in the Gobi Desert. It was totally unexpected because China then was a dirt poor country with a GDP of $100 per person compared to $4,000 for the United States. So how then was a desperately poor country like China able to achieve such seemingly impossible mission in order to deter potential invasion from its two biggest rivals, the Soviet Union and the United States? Madam Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, the story began in the late 1800s. China was in turmoil. Its economy was devastated by floods and famines. Out of desperation, groups of Chinese peasants, soldiers, and criminals team up together to form a society called Yi He Tuan, or Boxers as they're known to the foreigners. These Boxers were unhappy that certain parts of China were occupied by foreigners, so they started to attack foreigners in China, which resulted in hundreds of deaths. The incompetent Qing Dynasty Empress Dowager, who was intoxicated, foolishly decided to support these Boxers and declare war on the foreign countries that had relations with China. Consequently, in August 1900, troops from 8 nations, including American, British, Japanese, Russian, French, Italian, German, and Austro-Hungarian troops invaded China in order to suppress this Boxer rebellion. Armed with heavy guns and cannons, they easily crushed these Boxers. As a result, China was forced to pay indemnity to a total of $900 million, double its annual budget. The Americans, embarrassed by the size of its bounty, decided to use half the money to support Chinese students to study in the United States. One of those lucky recipients was this man, Chiang Kai-shek. He was born in Hangzhou in 1911 and graduated from the reputable Chiao Tung University in Shanghai. He was awarded a scholarship to study a master's degree in mechanical engineering at the prestigious MIT. And he later completed his doctorate in aeronautical engineering from the California Institute of Technology, or Caltech. After graduating from MIT, Chiang joined a group of American scientists on the Manhattan Project, which was developing the world's first atomic bomb. The Americans later dropped that bomb on the city of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, killing hundreds of thousands of Japanese and forcing Japan to surrender in 1945. Life was good for Chiang in America. He was a respected professor at Caltech and was involved in numerous American defense projects. His family was enjoying the American dream. Unfortunately, during the McCarthy era of the 1950s, Chiang was falsely accused by a US federal agent of being a communist sympathizer, and he was prevented from working on American defense project and was held on house arrest for 5 years. Chiang was finally released in 1955 in exchange for 11 American pilots captured by the Chinese in the Korean War. Angry and disappointed, he reluctantly left the United States for China in September 1955. On his return to China, Chiang was instructed by China's leader Mao Zedong to lead the nuclear project. At that time, he had meager resources, and his team of Chinese scientists barely had an understanding of nuclear fusion or rocket science. But under his leadership, the Chinese scientists took only 9 years to develop its first atomic bomb, 12 years for its hydrogen bomb, and 14 years to send a rocket and satellite to space. Chiang's life is one of the supreme ironies in this current geopolitical rivalry between the US government and China, that the man who spent 15 years studying and working in the United States masterminded the first generation of Chinese nuclear weapons, rockets, and satellites. Yet he was discarded by the American on a false accusation, and China welcomed him back as a hero. Chiang died in 2009 at the age of 92, highly revered by the Chinese people for the contribution he made to his country. Madam, Mr.